In a stormy night of 1873 off Halifax's coast, the SS Atlantic carried nearly 1,000 hopeful souls toward disaster. This grand ocean liner, symbol of White Star Line's ambition, faced an unforeseen terror in the cold Atlantic depths. Built in Belfast by Harland and Wolff, the ship promised speed, luxury, and safety for immigrants seeking new lives. Under Captain James Williams' command, the vessel departed Liverpool on March 20th, bound for New York with high expectations. Passengers boarded eagerly, families, businessmen, and Irish migrants fleeing famine, all dreaming of America's prosperous shores ahead. The ship stopped at Queenstown, welcoming more steerage-class souls desperate for opportunity in the distant New World. Early days brought calm seas, fresh air, and meals served in grand saloons, fostering bonds among diverse travelers. But storms soon raged, winds howled, waves crashed, forcing the crew to push engines against relentless opposing forces. Chief Engineer John Foxley underreported coal reserves to conserve fuel, sparking tension in the captain's worried mind. As gales intensified, consumption soared. Williams pondered diversion, fearing total depletion far from any safe harbor refuge. By March 28th, reports showed critically low coal, prompting urgent discussions among officers in the dim chart room. Foxley concealed true amounts, protecting his pride, but misleading the crew toward an unnecessary yet fateful course change. Captain ordered northward to Halifax for resupply, breaking White Star's perfect record but prioritizing passenger and crew safety. Excitement stirred among travelers nearing North American soil, even if not their intended vibrant New York destination. Midnight watch changed. Second Officer Metcalf took command, ignoring warnings from experienced helmsman Robert Thomas below deck. Williams retired briefly, expecting Sambro Lighthouse sighting by 3 a.m. in the hazy, unfamiliar Nova Scotian waters. Tides from Bay of Fundy pushed the ship westward undetected, shifting their path into treacherous rocky coastal dangers. Metcalf delayed, waking the captain, steaming full speed through darkness toward an invisible and deadly shoreline trap. At 3:12, breakers appeared ahead. Metcalf ordered hard left and engines reverse, but momentum sealed their fate. The hull tore on underwater rocks. Water surged in extinguishing lamps, plunging the vessel into utter chaotic blackness. Passengers awoke screaming, sliding on vomit-slick floors as waves hammered the stern, grinding against jagged island shores. Stern sank first, drowning women and children in steerage quarters, locked away in the ship's vulnerable rear section. Lifeboats launched, but waves smashed them against the hull, turning rescue hopes into deadly splintered floating debris. Distress rockets fired skyward, one misfired, scorching crew faces as desperation echoed through the frigid night air. Captain Williams shouted commands: move forward to bow, where single men clung amid rising panic and cries. Ropes rigged from ship to rock, then shore, allowing some to pull themselves across churning, icy waters. On Mars Island, Michael Clancy awoke to hissing steam and explosions, rushing out to witness the unfolding horror. Clancy and family grabbed lamps, alerting neighbors in Lower Prospect Terrence Bay and Upper Prospect fishing villages. Edmund Ryan fired musket signals, rousing communities to action as dawn broke, revealing the wrecked liner's silhouette. Small dory boats launched, fishermen rowed through swells, hauling survivors from rocks and the tilting ship's bow. Third Officer Cornelius Brady swam ashore, coordinating rescues, pulling men from the sea with makeshift rope lines. Sarah Jane O'Reilly opened her humble home, feeding, clothing, and warming hundreds in their waterlogged, exhausted state. Reverend William Ancient arrived by boat, climbing the wreck to save the last souls lashed to rigging. Chief Officer Firth and passenger Charles Sewell rescued, but Rosa Bateman perished, frozen in the mast's embrace. Boy John Hindley, 12 years old, survived alone, losing family, becoming symbol of the tragedy's cruel selectivity. Over 500 perished, all women gone. Only one child spared in the ocean's merciless cold grip. Bodies washed ashore, looters cut rings from fingers as crews guarded the wreckage against opportunistic scavengers. Survivors trekked to Halifax, telegraphing news to White Star Line, igniting global shock and sympathy waves. Cunard Line rivals sent relief ships Delta laden with supplies aiding the remote villages' overwhelmed rescuers. Inquiries followed. Canada suspended Williams' license, blaming navigation errors, while Britain probed coal report discrepancies deeply. Divers salvaged cargo, china, silverware, and personal items from holds now silent under 12 meters water. Mass graves dug at Star of the Sea and St. Paul's Anglican burying unidentified victims in solemn ceremonies. Thomas Ismay funded memorials, honoring the lost etched stones, standing sentinel over Nova Scotia's quiet bays. Artifacts recovered: deck chairs, clocks, razors now displayed in museums, whispering tales of that fateful night. Bob Chalk's book, Atlantic's Last Stop, reveals new truths, correcting myths like the Rock's misnamed Golden Rule. Heritage Park in Terrence Bay preserves the sight trail leading to graves where echoes of screams linger. Maritime Museum Halifax showcases engraved pictures watches, chronicling the disaster's impact on shipping safety reforms. The wreck influenced protocols, better drills, accurate reporting, preventing future losses on transatlantic immigrant routes. Yet mysteries remain: why Foxley lied about coal and the disguised woman's untold story beneath waves. William Glenfield searched shores for White Annie, finding only slippers as heartbreaking memento of lost love. Davidson mother and daughter bodies shipped mysteriously, perhaps to California, their graves lost in time's veil. Reverend Ancient hailed hero, receiving watches amid resentment from Irish Catholic rescuers, feeling overshadowed unjustly. Fundraising rewarded villagers, but Ancient's prominence sparked debates on credit in history's selective narrative lens. 150 years later, animations revived the terror using Unreal Engine to simulate the chaotic sinking. Passengers' deck plans, passenger lists, now artifacts illustrating lives interrupted by fate's cruel oceanic twist. Steerage dorms with bunks, mattresses, offered rare comforts yet became tombs in the ship's fatal roll. Saloon class dined on 10 courses, oblivious to the engineering deceit brewing in the boiler rooms. Stowaways discovered babies born mid-voyage, added humanity to the vessel's final doomed Atlantic crossing. Foghorns blasted through haze, but failed to avert the collision with Mars Island's unforgiving rocky outcrops. Propeller blades sheared off engines, pounded wildly as water flooded the heart of the mighty liner. Clancy's lamp sparked cheers from survivors, signaling hope amid the wreckage's grim and watery despair. Boats hauled across islands, fishermen risked lives rowing 18 trips in relentless surging tidal currents. Captain Williams' last off promised rewards never paid, yet rescuers persisted out of pure charitable hearts. Brady walked 20 miles to Halifax, organizing aid his boots sinking in fresh snow-covered paths. Newspapers worldwide reprinted accounts bumping Mary Celeste mystery from headlines with Atlantic's greater human toll. United States collections honored Nova Scotians' heroism, sending funds to those who opened homes selflessly. Hindley portraits sold for funds. White Star promised education, but he journeyed to sisters' waiting arms. Musical scores composed celebrated survivors' bravery, echoing through time as tributes to the lost souls. Quarterboards salvaged, hung over fireplaces until donated, preserving White Star's emblem in museum glass cases. Carriage pulled from hold repaired served locals for decades, a tangible link to the sunken past. Buttons from uniforms hinted at captains' histories connecting Atlantic to earlier Cunard Line service days. Tourists climbed wreckage at low tide, seeking thrills amid the tragedy's still visible skeletal iron remains. Salvage teams recovered bodies, subjecting them to guards against the morbid curiosity of Halifax sightseers. Faith tokens, rosaries, medals sorted victims for Catholic or Protestant graves in segregated eternal rest. Churches burned, foundations remain. Benches overlook sites where Ancient buried dozens through summer months. White Star sold ships to cover losses, the disaster straining the young company's fragile financial foundations. Today, divers explore depths 12 to 18 meters, finding echoes of luxury amid corroded steel ruins. What secrets lie buried with the disguised sailor and unreported coal's true, deceptive, fateful measure? The ocean guards its mysteries, reminding us human error meets nature's fury in unpredictable, deadly dances. In Halifax's museums and bays, the terrifying wreck endures a haunting legacy, waiting for discovery anew.